Hi, Debbie. What a wonderful video. Cheerful. Your organization, Emunah, is famous for providing social services to people in Israel who really need it. But I understand that you are also working to promote a social change within the Jewish community that relates to women particularly. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. Is this on?
It is.
Okay, so I just want to tell you that, first of all, I really thank you. I take a lot of pride in representing Emunah. And that video that was shown was really like, I remember making that video several years ago, and it's just, every time I look at it, it brings tears to my eyes. So Emunah was founded about in the 1930s, and it really was, geared to help people in crisis, families, individuals in crisis, to, help them get on their feet and whatever, recovery that they need. And, although it is a religious Zionist organization, it really is, it covers the whole country and does not discriminate. Every demographic in Israel is supported by Emunah. And so I want to talk first about, like, in the religious sphere, because as I said, it is a religious Zionist organization. So Emunah has been very active in, advocating for more inclusion in women in the religious sphere. So recently, they've now made a mandate that a third of the representation in religious councils have to be women. They have now training for women kashrut supervisors, mashgichot. They have training for women to become halachic consultants in areas that affect women, yoetzet halacha. And there are women now in the committees that appoint the dayanim for religion in the courts. So that's on the religious sphere. In the secular arena, they advocate for women's laws all the time, but also, family laws. So, for instance, there's the daycare centers, that we operate 120 daycare centers across Israel. And they're working to put more regulations into the daycare system in terms of better pay for the workers, better working conditions, better ratios between worker, caregiver, and how many children they take care of. And it is a women's profession predominantly, but it is a societal issue because everybody in Israel depends on the daycare centers, right? From the age of 4 months to get to work. So they do that. And I'll just go through very quickly, the other programs that they have. They have the Emunah Lapidot program, which is a preparatory course for religious women to enter the IDF. So it clues the IDF into what the needs are for religious women so that they could fully serve their country. We have, we're very connected to the Bat Ami and Sherut Leomi programs. So we do that too. And it's just all over the country, community leadership, rabbis, training, just to help people make, the religious voice heard and,
So one of the very interesting programs that you have, maybe program is not the right word, but you also run the Emunah Appelman College, which is a unique institution in Israel for women who wish to observe, be dedicated in their faith, but also expand their practical education and complete their studies. How does it work exactly?
So that's really a baby of ours, because actually the Emunah Appelman College for the Arts was established by Emunah of America. So it is a very unique institution of higher learning that affords religious women to pursue a career in the arts, as well as to not have to compromise their religious observance. They graduate with a degree in arts education, visual arts, fine arts, theater production, and they become, later on leaders or art educators in schools across Israel. They become theater producers, and most notably, what I really, would like to add about the college that is really unique is that because it's a religious-based college, it affords the students to express their art through a Jewish perspective, most notably with Holocaust education, teaching the Holocaust through the arts, and it's been very widely received. And we also have a Mechina program there that allows women who have not yet completed their Bagrut to go ahead and complete it so that they could, go into higher education.
And one of the topics that has been in the headlines, unfortunately, in Israel lately, is domestic abuse. And I know that you are doing your best to act in the field, but you're doing it within a sector of the population where it's sometimes overlooked. And tell us a bit about it. How is Emunah engaging in activities that try to prevent abuse in the family?
Okay, so Emunah, since the corona, Emunah responds to the needs of the society. So because of the coronavirus pandemic, there's collateral damage everywhere, right? And unfortunately, one of the things that they've seen in Israel is a 300% increase in domestic violence cases. So domestic violence, it affects the entire family system. And so we offer, through our 10 counseling centers, we offer family, individual, couples counseling. And as a matter of fact, I want to just call out here that one of our major donors for Emunah, Ruben and Celia Margolis, they opened up the crisis center in Sderot that deals with this. So in June, actually, of last year, the government requested Emunah to open up a shelter in Israel for women. And it is the first of its kind in all of Israel because the women live with their children together in like an apartment dwelling for a year. They're offered every kind of support, and the children as well. And they have a year, to live there. And in response, I know in 2019, there was the tragedy of Michal Sela. So they now started this new initiative called the Kol Kala Initiative to get Kala teachers and mikveh attendants to recognize, identify abuse before the marriage and when they're married, so that there's something to be done, that could be helped.
What a remarkable initiative, blessed initiative. Thank you so much, Debbie
Thank you
Bienenfeld,
so
for
much.
what you're doing and for
Thank
this
you.
terrific conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.